China is the peacemaker in the world, as America is the world's terrorists. And so here it is again. China's Xi Jinping flexes his diplomatic muscle with a visit to Moscow. And here's Aaron Maite tweets out, ahead of meeting between Putin and Xi Jinping, the White House National Security spokesperson, John Kirby, declares that any call for ceasefire is unacceptable. You think this is a joke? When I saw Aaron tweet that, I'm like, no way. Listen to this. This is unbelievable.
That if coming out of this meeting, there's some sort of call for a ceasefire, well, that's just going to be unacceptable, because all that's going to do, Mike, is ratify Russia's conquest to date. All that's going to do is give Mr. Putin more time to refit, retrain, reman, and try to plan for.
He's saying if they come up with a peace deal, this is a bad thing. It gets worse. That's what he's saying. He's saying if they come out of this meeting with a peace deal, these are all the bad things that are going to happen because of it.
But I thought the whole thing was not without Ukraine. Is Ukraine not going to be involved in the peace deal?
Yes, they are. That's the whole thing, Kurt.
Oh, that's weird. That's a change.
That is a change. So here we go.
For renewed offensives at a time of his choosing. We hope, and we've said this before, that President Xi will call and talk to President Zelensky, because we believe the Chinese need to get the Ukrainian perspective here.
Mm-hmm. Aren't they going to get it with the peace?
That if coming out of this meeting, there's some sort of call for a ceasefire, well, that's just going to be unacceptable, because all that's
going to be unacceptable. If somebody brokers a peace deal that Ukraine agrees to, that's going to be unacceptable. That's the United States saying. They're just saying it right on television. He's saying it on Fox News, just saying it. Garland Nixon tweets out, breaking news. White House spokesman John Kirby says that since Ukraine is a free, independent, and completely sovereign nation, the United States will not allow President Zelensky to accept any peace plans proposed by the Chinese delegation in Moscow this week. That was very well written. So we keep saying that, oh, it's up to the Ukraine. Ukraine's their own country. But the Ukraine does a peace deal. That's unacceptable. So it is what the United... They keep... How much more clear could it be that this is a United States-driven war?
I thought they were openly saying it is now, weren't they?
Well, they keep saying it, Kurt. You're right. There's another version of that.
Yeah.
Glenn Greenwald says, what happened to the whole bullshit pretense about how it's up to Ukraine and not the United States to unilaterally decide what kinds of peace talks and diplomatic terms it accepts? You know, if China really wanted to teach the United States government a lesson, all it has to do is stop shipping all the products and raw materials it manufactures for U.S. capitalism, U.S. capitalists who shipped their manufacturing to make more profit and destroy unions to China. That's what they did. Same applies to other countries.
Applies to Taiwan. They don't have to invade Taiwan if they wanted to hurt Taiwan. Just stop trading with them. The end. You want to go to war with China? It'll shut down our entire economy because they make all the shit we use, except for bombs. We make bombs. Yeah, I don't know why we put all our stuff there before this.
Antony Blinken claims that the Russia-Ukraine ceasefire would violate the UN Charter. This is unbelievable warmongering. Watch this.
And a ceasefire now, without a durable solution, would allow President Putin to rest and refit his troops, and then restart the war at a time more advantageous to Russia. The world should not be fooled by any tactical move by Russia, supported by China or any other country, to freeze the war on its own terms.
To freeze the war. You don't want to stop killing. We got to keep the killing going because Putin's winning. That's what he's saying.
Accepted by China or any other country, including Ukraine.
The move would violate the UN Charter and delay.
It would. So if they stopped the war, that would violate the UN Charter. You see what psychopaths are running? They tried to make Trump seem like a maniac. Trump doesn't hold a candle to the murderous, bloodthirsty maniacs that are running this country right now in our war policy. Trump doesn't hold a candle to these guys. That's what a psychopath looks like. You want to know what a murderous psychopath looks like? 100,000 Ukrainians are dead. 100,000, and he wants to keep it going. That's what a psychopath looks like. That's a war criminal. That's a maniac mental case. That's what they look like.
Wait, but you don't think they should keep fighting for the part filled with people that they don't like who don't want to be a part of it?
Former German chancellor, so this was her admitting in 2014, this is the former German chancellor, they had a peace agreement in 2014, it was called the Minsk Accords, and Ukraine was supposed to stop bombing the Russian-speaking people in the eastern part of Ukraine called the Donbass. They didn't. They never stopped bombing them, and that provoked Putin to invade to protect those people. The 2014 Minsk Agreement was an attempt to give Ukraine time, so it wasn't really a peace accord. This is her saying that. The former prime minister of Germany, or what they called chancellor, the 2014 Minsk agreement was an attempt to give Ukraine time. They used that time to get stronger, which you can see today. Ukraine 2014-15 is not the Ukraine of today. She's saying that they used that time to build up their military so they could fight a war against Putin when they finally provoked him to invade. So there it is. We're the terrorists. The United States, the West, NATO, we're the terrorists. And I hope you enjoy. Go to jimmydore.com to see my new stand-up special, COVID Lies Are Funny. For only $10, you get to become a premium member, too. And come see us do our live shows. We're going to be doing stand-up comedy in Milwaukee, Nashville, Honolulu, Los Angeles, Northampton, Massachusetts, Syracuse, New York, Cohoes, New York, Hartford, Connecticut, Baltimore, Maryland, and more. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all those tickets.